Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. It's the first time I'm filming in the evening for a long time, so I'm a little bit tired, I feel a little bit crusty. We're just gonna have a chat today. What? We have so many skincare launches happening now. Like, skincare has pretty much become fast fashion, like, let's be honest. And I'm here to not only kind of try and dwindle down all the options for you. I'm gonna buy products so you don't have to, buy the latest launches and trends so you don't have to. So you don't have to waste your money, but also critically think about these new launches and think, do we really need these? To stop ourselves buying shit. Listen, my favorite place to go to is Trend Mood on Instagram because they post everything. Every new release is on there, so I'm always on the lookout for skincare, even though it's mainly makeup. So I'm going to talk about some products that I'm not really sure I'm going to buy. I might, I don't know. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss. This is an anti-haul. It's kind of like a maybe haul. No Beauty. So this is Vanessa Hudgens Madison Beer and a dermatologist, Dr. Karen Kaga, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, sorry. This is their new skincare brand, their skincare launch. At first, I was like, this looks super interesting. I had a really quick shuffle through their Instagram posts. I think it was like the day they went live, so there was like 4 pictures on there. And I even reposted one going like, oh, this looks interesting. Like, let's see what this is all about. It's always interesting to me when a dermatologist is involved because I do feel like brands are almost trying to like rope in dermatologists and kind of be like, look, we're approved, we're official, like we're good for you because a dermatologist says so. And, you know, that's fine, not because they know a lot about formulations, but because they kind of know what ingredients have worked for their clients, so they have education and experience with these ingredients and potentially good products. And then with further inspection, I saw that this brand actually offers a skin DNA test, and I was like, oh right, okay, here we go. So on their website, it says that this DNA test can see how susceptible our skin is to sun damage, collagen renewal, skin sensitivity, and to be honest, I'm not really sure how sciencey the science behind this science is. I was speaking to dermatologist Dr. Dustin Patella, whose channel I'll link in the description box, by the way. He actually spoke to Yahoo Life about this whole DNA testing thing, and he says that he personally feels like the DNA test would likely give them some information on your ethnicity and ancestry, which would speak to how much of a risk certain people have towards pigmentation problems or rosacea as examples. However, he does go on to say that as a dermatologist, he can look at someone's skin and tell this without having to do a £100 DNA test. My words, not his. And me and him both agree on the sense that we do kind of feel that this is a bit of a cash grab in the sense that doing this, like you must do the DNA test first if you truly want to find out what products are good for your skin. Then it kind of locks you into this subscription model of constantly having to go back and buy these particular skincare products that work with your DNA, so they must be the only products that work, right? I found it a little bit weird. One thing that I also noticed as well, I've got their website down here, is that in a lot of their products they say that they're fragrance free, but when there is fragrance in their products they label it irritant free, whilst also still using essential oils and fragrant ingredients in products labeled fragrance free. So it's a bit of like, what's going on? What do you like? What's going on? I always say I don't mind fragrance in skincare at all, but when a brand is unsure, it puts me off the brand. Like stick either way. What do you want? Fragrance or no fragrance? Fragrance ingredients or not? Let me know. Also, who's their demographic? They talk about, with Vanessa Hudgens, they say about her early 20s. With Madison, they say that she dealt with struggles in her teens. But who at that age really has £100 or dollars to spend on a DNA test before you then go and spend another 100 possibly on skincare that matches your DNA? I don't really know who their demographic is, but let me know if you want me to do this DNA test so you don't have to. I would happily do this and then tax it. It's a tax write-off. Really, I quite like the look of some of their products. The cleansers look nice. Their resurfacing night serum actually looks quite nice. It's got retinol in, alpha-arbutin for that pigmentation, vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, and that's kind of it really. Looking at the other products, I'm not too fussed, to be honest with you. They look nice, but nothing revolutionary. But let me know if you want me to do that test and then buy the products. Maybe I give it a month's go and see how it all goes. Let's see. Next up is Wishful. Wishful seemed to have a few releases all at once. I kind of got jumbled. I don't pay attention to Wishful's releases. Here's my qualm with Wishful, can we say. First of all, I just want to say I respect Huda completely as not just a business lady, but an influencer who has made a real name for themselves as far as being able to do something other than just being on a platform talking about beauty. I admire all that kind of stuff. Or you may already know if you watched my channel before, but Wishful kind of pisses me off a little bit. They advertise themselves as an innovative and minimalist brand when all they're really doing is launching repackaged versions of not just skincare, but tools and items that have been popular in Asia for centuries. We're talking the pineapple peeling gel was like a skin food product. The lifting sculpting masks have been around for years. Rollers out of whatever stones Wishful are making them out of, and especially these mask holders. Now, of course, brands are going to come out with innovative products that was inspired by Japanese skincare, Thai skincare, Korean skincare, because the industry, the Western industry, needs to catch up with Asia. Basically, they're way ahead and their products are amazing. So of course they're going to take inspiration and use ingredients, for example, that are huge out there. Centella became huge within the last 2 years because of K-beauty. And every brand makes sheet masks, right? And every brand makes gua shas, but they don't give off the impression that Wishful does, like they invented them themselves. With gua shas, as much as I don't like Western brands releasing them, there's always that, inspired by ancient Chinese rituals, or most popular ingredient in South Korea, or, the most popular mask in South Korea kind of thing going on. There's nothing, and it's a direct copy. And it's just I think it's the language they use that really annoys me, like they are making these innovative products that, they came up with. Anyway, the products that I want to talk about is a sheet mask holder. Again, this is something you've been able to buy in Japan for decades. I don't need a sheet mask holder because I don't use them. Honestly, if you want to walk around the house with a sheet mask on, these are really, really good to use. You can actually find them for a couple quid, a couple dollars on YesStyle, on Amazon. I'll link those down below. I'll find some cheapy ones because they just sit there and hold your mask in place. They are good and they add that extra occlusive layerness. Saying that, I don't think they're quite the same as my favorite reusable sheet mask from Experiments. I believe this is going to be like a different kind of silicone. The Wishful ones are a lot thicker. The Experiment ones are a lot softer and kind of molded to the face a lot better. I mean, really, Wishful's bringing nothing new to the table with this. It's been around forever. You could get them for a couple of dollars. I wouldn't buy this one from Wishful because it's just overpriced, insanely overpriced. It's like me buying a pack of like 50 custard creams from Tesco for like £1 or however much they are, then taking it to America and being like, £25 for this pack of exotic British custard creams. It's not, you can find it cheaper from where it comes from. e.l.f. Blemish Fighting Putty Primer. I find this one super interesting because this is technically makeup. I'm not sure why I was tagged and sent this so many times, but I guess it's because people really want to know the authenticity, I guess, the actual effectiveness of skincare within makeup. I like the idea. I don't hate the idea at all. There's actually quite a few brands in Korea that kind of merge the two. So you get these cushion compacts with acne fighting ingredients. You get lip balms with actives in as well, with gentle exfoliants, vitamin C. And honestly, as much as I can't speak for how this would work under makeup, I have no idea what I'd be looking for really. I do like the look of this. I mean, why not? When I had very acne prone, very oily skin as a teenager into my early 20s, the last thing I would want to do if I did wear makeup was do all my skincare and then a primer and then all my makeup. The less layers of whatever on my face, the better. So why not merge two products together when you can? Not in the kind of like 3-in-1 shampoo, body wash kind of, Axe links kind of way. But this makes sense to me. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a serum or a chemical exfoliant, for example, but why not? I mean, looking at the ingredients, we have a good percentage of salicylic acid in here to help fight breakouts, help deal with blackheads. We also have zinc PCA, which is a great acne fighting ingredient. It helps fight that acne causing bacteria, as well as regulating sebum production, so leading to less clogged pores, less of these breakouts, pimples, etc. And kaolin as well, which you'll find in literally just like all your clay masks, but meaning it's just great at absorbing oils from the skin. But really, I don't hate this. I've already seen great reviews about this. I think this would be great to give your skin a bit of a smoother appearance. I've already seen great reviews about this product, temporarily kind of giving you that smoother canvas look to your skin. Is that what primers do? I think that's what primers do, whilst also helping to fight breakouts in the long run and improve your skin in the long run. I like this. I'm going to buy this now, and hopefully it arrives before I post this and I can slot it in. We'll see. Kylie Skin reusable cotton pads. Listen, I really don't like reusable cotton pads, not because I think they're a great idea and I'm all for them. I just haven't found a good one. They're either too absorbent or the product just slips right off. I've washed them, I've not used conditioner, and it's all the same. I do feel like it's a waste of product. I personally would just rather use my hands and go for toners and liquid exfoliants that have a thicker consistency to them, so I can put them in my hands and pat around without it dripping everywhere. And I do feel like Kylie's skin is kind of like a bit of like yesterday's news, like no one really cares anymore. I think she could release a retinol and everyone will be like, oh, so what? I feel like almost like her popularity is fading a bit, to be honest with you. And without the celebrity name tag, this doesn't work as a standalone skincare brand. I don't think people are, even when it comes to her makeup, I don't think people are as excited as they once were about her launches. I just don't think people care. And I don't think I'm being harsh. I just feel like that's how celebrities work. I do think she was clever in the sense that she came in pretty early with her own skincare brand, more than other celebrities did. So even I was interested. I bought the products. Why am I talking so fast? In all honesty, $16 is kind of standard for reusable cotton pads. It's not crazy, but you can also buy them on Amazon for about $4. Quality, not so great. Again, like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. They're not great quality, but they also stand up against some of the more expensive ones I've used, because I feel like the more expensive ones are overpriced as well. Again, I'll link them down below. If you are a fan of Kylie or you like the pink aesthetic, whatever, go ahead and buy these. You wouldn't be doing anything wrong if you did, you know. For me personally, I just don't think I need them. I just rather not use anything and just use my hands. This brand makes an appearance again, the Ole Henriksen Dewtopia 20% Acid Night Treatment. Now, they make a regular appearance on these anti-hauls of mine as such, and last time I didn't buy the product, it was that lemon scrub thingy, but I actually received it 2 days later in PR from the brand themselves, and then I received it in PR from, I think it was Cult Beauty, so I had 2 of these, so I was like, I'm just going to try this, and I love it. For my body, not my face. It's physical and chemical exfoliants that works lovely on the back of my arms, you know, targeting all that chicken skin. It was fine. However, I am just not currently, me myself personally, into these higher percentage exfoliants anymore. It's just too much. So it's 20% AHA, we have 10% alpha hydroxy acid and 10% polyhydroxy acid, so PHA. I just feel like it's too much. You don't need both of those. You can have either or the AHA or the PHA, both at half levels. Like, you don't need that much. Maybe you're used to chemical exfoliants and you just want to use this like a couple times a week. They do say work your way up to using this 3 times a week, but again, I personally don't enjoy using these higher percentages. I don't think I need to be using 10% AHA with 10% PHA more than once a week, really. Again, speaking from my own personal experience and choice when it comes to my skin, give me those lower percentages more often throughout the week, and my skin can handle it. If I slap on 20% AHAs, my skin's gonna go crazy. It does freak out. Again, personal experience, but you know, my philosophy right now is just be gentle whilst you can, I guess. Saying that though, that is because of my skin now and where I am. Maybe 5 years ago, I might have liked this when I had a bit more hyperpigmentation going on, when I did break out a lot more often and was getting more whiteheads, uneven skin tone, texture skin in general. I probably could have done with this, you know, back then. But for me, again, my personal skin, smaller, what is it? Little and often over huge and often. The ingredients do look good. We have AHA, which is great, of course, for removing dead skin cells, evening skin tone and texture. Whilst PHAs are actually great for moisturizing and hydration. And then we have licorice root extract for evening out skin tone. Then we have soothing and calming aloe. But then we have so many fragrant components, and for my skin, they don't work well in a chemical exfoliant. I think I didn't like Glossier's exfoliating stuff. Pixi, I kind of tend to, my skin doesn't get along with very well either. And you know, I have nothing against fragrance. There are just certain times that I'm like, my skin's not going to like it here. With that being said, we do have citrus oils, we have limonene, we have linalool and citral, which have all been labeled separately because they have to legally be labeled separately here in the EU, away from just fragrance and perfume because of their higher allergen potential. And again, whilst I don't care about fragrance, I will use it. I personally know that I don't react too kindly to these, and many people don't because they do have to be labeled separately. Of course, you would probably want to avoid this altogether. No, I'm going to stick with my lower percentage chemical exfoliant toners or gentle serums, because I find the less I beat my skin up and the less I put my skin through all in one go, the better. Personally. Did I mention it was personal? That's kind of it. I think those, did I have anything else on the list? No, that's it for now. I'll be keeping an eye on Trend Mood. Let me know if you want me to try any of these. I am here to do that for you. Let me know in the comments below. I'll put some product reviews here and some general light entertainment here for you as well. And I will see you over there.